The angel myth most people believe. When most people think of angels, they imagine something peaceful. Soft wings. Gentle faces. Calm music. A comforting presence. But the angels described in the Bible are nothing like that. In fact, nearly every time an angel appears in Scripture, the first words spoken are not peace but, do not be afraid. Why would a holy messenger from God need to say that? The answer is unsettling. Because biblical angels are not cute, harmless beings. They are terrifying, powerful, and overwhelming creatures that exist in God's realm, not ours. Tonight, we are going to uncover the true biblical description of angels. And why seeing one could leave a human frozen in fear. Why angels always say, "Do not be afraid." One of the most repeated phrases spoken by angels in the Bible is, "Do not be afraid." This phrase appears when angels visit Mary, Luke 1. Shepherds, Luke 2. Daniel 10. Zechariah, Luke 1. John in Revelation. These people were not criminals. They were not evil. They were faithful servants of God. Yet every single one of them reacted with fear, shock, or physical collapse. Daniel fell to the ground like a dead man. John fainted. The shepherds were terrified. Zechariah was shaken. This tells us something important. Angels are not frightening because they are evil. They are frightening because they are holy, powerful, and not designed for human comfort. Angels are not all the same. Another truth many people don't realize is this. The Bible describes different types of angels, and many of them look nothing like humans. Let's explore what Scripture actually says. The Seraphim, beings of fire and worship. In Isaiah chapter 6, the prophet Isaiah sees the throne of God. Surrounding the throne are beings called Seraphim. The word Seraphim literally means burning ones. These angels have 6 wings. 2 covering their faces. 2 covering their feet. 2 used for flying. They cry out constantly, "Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts." The room fills with smoke. The foundations shake. Isaiah becomes so terrified that he cries out, believing he will die. These are not peaceful beings. They are living flames of holiness, so intense that even God's prophet fears being in their presence. The cherubim, guardians of God's holiness. Cherubim are another class of angels that people misunderstand. They are not chubby babies with wings. The first time cherubim appear in the Bible is in Genesis 3, after Adam and Eve are removed from the Garden of Eden. God places cherubim with a flaming sword to guard the tree of life. Later descriptions in Ezekiel show cherubim as having multiple faces. Faces of a man, lion, ox, and eagle. Wings covered in eyes. Moving like flashes of lightning. Ezekiel falls face down in terror when he sees them. These beings are not messengers of comfort. They are guardians of divine boundaries. They exist to protect God's holiness, not to soothe human emotions. Angels with many eyes, the watchers. One of the most unsettling descriptions of angels appears in Ezekiel and Revelation. These angels are described as being covered in eyes. Eyes on their wings. Eyes around them. Eyes that never stop watching. This imagery represents constant awareness, divine surveillance, nothing hidden. To humans, this is deeply unsettling. To stand before a being that sees everything, thoughts, intentions, secrets, is terrifying. No wonder humans fall down in fear. Angels carry weapons and execute judgment. Angels are not only messengers. In the Bible, angels are also warriors, executioners, agents of judgment. One angel killed 185,000 soldiers in a single night, 2 Kings 19. Another angel struck King Herod dead in Acts 12. Angels poured out plagues in the book of Revelation. Angels destroyed entire cities, like Sodom and Gomorrah. These are not symbolic metaphors. The Bible presents angels as extremely powerful beings who carry out God's will without hesitation. If one angel can destroy an army, imagine standing face to face with one. Why angels fear God more than humans do. Another disturbing truth is this: angels fear God more deeply than humans ever have. Even these mighty beings cover their faces in His presence. They do not act casually. They do not speak unless commanded. They do not challenge God's authority. Their obedience is absolute. This level of reverence reminds us of something uncomfortable. If angels tremble before God, what does that say about how lightly humans sometimes treat Him? Why modern culture got angels wrong? So how did angels become soft, gentle, and harmless in modern imagination? The answer is simple. We made them comfortable. Modern culture reshaped angels into symbols of personal comfort, protection without accountability, spiritual reassurance without holiness. But the Bible presents angels as reminders of God's power, God's authority, God's holiness, God's judgment. They are not meant to make us feel safe. They are meant to make us aware. Why seeing an angel is not a blessing, it's a warning. In Scripture, angelic appearances usually happen at serious moments. Announcements of judgment, life-changing missions, warnings, divine intervention. Angels appear when heaven breaks into earth. And when that happens, humans realize how small, fragile, and sinful they are. That realization produces fear. Not terror like horror movies, but holy fear. Final warning and reflection. The Bible never tells us to seek angels. It tells us to seek God. Angels are not companions. They are not guides. They are not objects of prayer. They are servants of the Almighty. And the fact that they terrify humans should remind us of this truth. God is not safe, He is holy. And holiness is overwhelming. So the next time someone says angels are peaceful beings, remember this. Every angel in the Bible had to say the same thing. Do not be afraid.